Hey guys, I got a brand new video for you today, and today I'm here with Kevin, and we're gonna look at the differences between the 5D Mark IV and the 6D Mark II. This time I didn't say 5D Mark II. It's tough, there's so many. What's it gonna be like in like 7 years, like 5D Mark 20? I don't know. Anyway, they're gonna run out of numbers eventually, but this isn't gonna be like a head-to-head comparison using the same lens. We're just gonna use our chosen lens. I'm gonna use the 50mm, using the 85mm. Just gonna do some portraits. We got Jacob off camera here, and we'll have him in the shot a little bit later. But we're just gonna do some tests just to kind of see what these cameras can do and whether the expensive extra $1,600 for the 5D Mark IV, is it really worth it over the 6D Mark II? Obviously it's worth it if you're a pro, but is it worth it to someone who doesn't really have that much money, and will you get similar image quality? And that's kind of what I just want to talk about. But you can introduce yourself, what you do.
Cool, yeah, my name is Kevin Unger. You can find me on Instagram or anywhere at Kev Unger.
Plugging it right away.
Yeah, plugging it right away, right away. So I shoot a lot of commercial work, lifestyle work, and yeah, I also shoot a bunch of weddings under a different company I have. And I'm using the 5D Mark IV, and everything I shoot on basically on the 85 Sigma 1.4. Sigma's been killing it lately.
Yeah, I'm using the 50 Sigma Art.
I've heard it's pretty sharp, I like it. I mean, I'm an 85 guy.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm doing portraits, it's gonna be 85, but this is what I'm using today, so.
Cool.
Yeah, so you came from the 5D Mark III, so you know kind of that upgrade path, what you've been given going to the 5D Mark IV.
Yeah.
And you know, do you have anything on your mind that you've really liked from upgrading?
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, even just to backtrack a little bit, I actually was shooting on two 60s, like the 60, I guess Mark 1s. But then I ditched to one of the 60s because I got a 5D, so a 5D3 rather. And then from the 5D3, I liked it a lot, but then my old 60 was getting a really high shutter count, so I sold that, and then I got a 5D Mark IV. And I gotta say, like, the 5D Mark III is a backup camera. Like, that's a privilege. Like that's awesome. But like, even just jumping from the 5D3 to the 5D4, there's a big difference I find in like the dynamic range. And even just like the extra megapixels. I know there's a noticeable quality difference in.
Yeah, eight more megapixels from the 5D Mark III.
Which I mean, like, megapixels like don't matter, but between like the megapixels and the dynamic range, I was pleasantly surprised. Even though a lot of people told me don't spend the extra money on it, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, and it's good to hear you say that, because a lot of people that never even use the camera are bashing right away. Oh, it wasn't a big enough upgrade. There's not enough dynamic range. But if you're actually seeing these noticeable things, then that's awesome. And you know, for someone who's a pro photographer, you want to see those things, right?
No, exactly.
And that's the thing where I already released my quick review on this and found that the dynamic range on this camera really isn't better than the 60, so that kind of sucks. But you get a few more features with this camera over the 60. But basically, let's just take some shots, and then later we'll come back to the studio, probably in a separate video, because this video might be long, and then we'll take a look at the raw files and just kind of see whether it's worth $1,600 US more.
I think it is. I think it will be.
Well, I mean, to you it is.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. That's true.
I don't shoot with Canon anymore. I shoot with Fuji, so.
Yeah, well, there you go. Cool. So right now, I'm moving the focus points with the joystick, which is super convenient.
What we just showed was the autofocus points being selected with a joystick. I have to do that with the D-pad, and I'll just put this into live view just so you can see that. So when you you can't do this during live view. So moving your focus point has to be like this, or you can do it with the touch screen. But I mean, I'm not gonna take too many shots with the touch screen in live view. It's like the shutter's
I feel like it's definitely a lot. It doesn't feel like a real shutter, you know?
Yeah, it's weird. Oh, I guess I got my sunglasses on. Everything's gonna look super dark.
2.2, 200th of a second, ISO 200.
2.2. I'll stop it down a little bit.
Like 8,700 Kelvin.
Cool. For this shot, I would probably be around like 65 or something like that.
65?
8,000 might be pretty high, but.
Mine's gonna be super blue with a 65.
All right, man, let's do this. Let's knock out these shots. What I'm gonna get you to do first is kind of just look off more towards Kevin. More. Yep, just like that. Chin up just a little bit.
Look how beautiful I am.
Obviously, it's not gonna have the same kind of compression, where the 85 is gonna really blow him out of the shot. That's why the 85 is a better portrait lens.
Yeah. So that's why you need an 85.
This is cool for like full body shots. Like if you get back like this.
I know. I know wedding photographers who exclusively shoot weddings only on a 50, and that's all they shoot.
I could probably shoot an entire wedding with a 50mm. I could probably, if there was no other lens, shoot an entire anything with a 50mm.
Really?
I love it for video too. It's like a nice.
Yeah, it's not too wide, not too close.
It's got enough field of view with like background compression that you can actually make the subject pop without like still kind of feeling like it's a wide angle. You know what I mean?
No, I hear you.
And then you can get in close and really blow the background out. But actually, I want to do straight on with this fence. I don't like this background shot. Can I get a shot of you bringing your right hand up to your collar and just kind of like pop it a little bit? Just like that, and then look off to your left. Yeah, just like that. Chin up just a little bit. Look off to your left slightly a bit more. Yeah. Nice job, man.
So actually what I'm gonna do, Matt, I'm gonna even take a small step up just so I can separate you from the background, because
good call, good call.
Lots of separation. Yeah, I like that. That's nice. So is that like 30,000, 25,000?
Let's go into the sun.
Cool.
Bag.
Dope.
Oh.
Ooh. Ooh. That did
good.
not sound good. She saw us look over.
Yeah, the camera didn't capture that, but a lady driving just smashed the front of her bumper into the curb twice.
That hurts.
Well, I think it was coming off the curb the second time.
Oh,
car.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, no, I dig their spot. Like, it's the perfect Oliphant wall. It's like they came and painted it themselves here. Whew, that is bright.
Dang.
That is bright.
See, I don't have the lens hood on, so I'm gonna get some serious flare here. This is probably a good time to mention that the 5D Mark IV has a 1/8,000th of a shutter. Keep your aperture wide open. See, the 6D Mark II only goes up to 1/4000th of a second, so it's not a big deal, like, you know, in most scenarios, but it is nice to have the extra.
Yeah. When you need it, it's super unfortunate. Like, yeah, it usually doesn't matter, but when you do.
And obviously with the 5D Mark IV, you're not having any issues with like hunting with backlight, like autofocus. I'm curious to see what this flare is gonna look like. It's blasting through here.
It's a pretty large flare, man.
I'm curious to see what it looks like. It's hunting. It's doing all right, but what I was finding is it was going kind of like, where like I have a feeling this would probably lock on right away. Actually, it's tough to really judge that based off the lenses we're using too.
Yeah.
Like if we were using the same lens, maybe that would make a difference. But I mean, the autofocus system is improved over the 6D, but is it improved over the 5D Mark IV? That's in a backlit scenario. This is having a hard time. I still haven't hit focus. There we go. Still having a hard time. It's controlling the flare pretty good, actually. It looks worse in the viewfinder than in the actual shot. I'm still having a hard time. So let me try your camera. I'm just curious to see, like,
actually, I want to try. Yeah, your 60
if it's just the angle I'm on that it's causing that. Oh yeah, I forgot. You're rocking a.
What do you use to move the focus on here?
D-pad. Trust me, it's not as fun.
Wait, did you just have it center and then you fix it from there?
I was moving it around with the D-pad, but I had it in the center for this shot. Cool, man.
I like this. This is kind of cool.
I love the shutter on this. It sounds nice. It's like nice and tight.
Yeah, it's not as
I remember
clunky as
actually when they talked about this camera coming out that they were using a special dampening system on the shutter. It feels really smooth.
Yeah.
It's nicer than that.
Yeah, this one's, it feels, yeah.
Cool. All right, we'll switch back.
Got it.
You know, you want your baby. If you're wondering why I don't have a strap, you've probably seen from every single review I've done, I never use a strap. I'll make a video about that later, why I don't like straps. But it all starts with video. Because when you're trying to film and the strap's flapping in the shot, no good.
It's the worst.
All right, let's get a couple more shots. You want to go to the alley up here?
Cool, yeah, let's do it.
Oh, one other thing we should try is continuous shooting.
Ooh, yeah.
That does 7.5 frames per second. This does 6.5 frames per second.
Right.
Maybe we'll get Jake to just run at us full speed.
Right.
Actually, I don't know if he should run at us full speed.
Sounds terrifying.
The thing is, we don't have, like, we're not sports shooters, so it's tough to really judge.
So if you're a sports shooter, you'd be like buying like a 1DX.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna get the 1DX.
Yeah, or the 70, right? Like.
Yeah. They both have dual pixel autofocus. I don't really feel like trying that out because I have a feeling it's going to be exactly the same for tracking in video. There's not really much we can touch on that's like drastically different other than dynamic range.
Yeah, dynamic range.
And focus speed, but that has to be set up in a like proper environment where you can like have a lab set up for focus testing.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just get them to run at us from the right down through the tunnel. We should probably use the same lens for that though.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah, so like there's this random button that got added, which a lot of people were saying that it had no use, but I gotta be honest, I actually really like it. Because normally like with the ISO being right there, sometimes when you have it like right up to like your head, you're kind of fiddling around with it and you can't get it. So I actually just I changed it in the custom menu, so that's my ISO, which has actually been pretty nice because this way you have the whole exposure triangle all just like where your thumb is. This way you're not trying to fiddle around here, just speeds up your workflow a little bit, which I find actually really useful.
The 6D Mark II does not have that button, but it does have a play button right exactly where you want to watch your photos back.
Yeah, that's true. It's a close second.
Yeah.
All right, Jacob, you ready? Okay, one sec, gotta fix the ISO with this handy dandy extra button.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah, go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Cool.
So we have the same speed cards. That's another thing. 5D Mark IV has dual card slots. So you can use CF cards and SD cards. I only got one SD card slot. So if all of these images get lost, well, you're not shooting to dual right now,
No,
but
I am not.
if you are,
Yeah.
you know, you'll have the backup and you won't get that with this.
Which I know a lot of people shoot full sessions. They shoot one RAW and one with JPEG.
Yeah, let's switch lenses out
So,
and then we'll give this baby a little test run. How are we gonna do this?
okay. So I'm
You
gonna,
plug me in.
yeah, okay.
Oh geez, people are cringing.
There's,
Oh, this lens has weather sealing.
does
I
it?
did not know that.
Does it? Oh yeah, people were telling me
Yeah, the
what.
85 has the rubber gasket right there.
What do you know?
50 doesn't have that.
All right, well, we'll start shooting in the rain then.
Yeah, I guess you can.
How do I?
So we're gonna continue as high. 6.5 frames per second. We're using the 85 at f2.8, 1/500th of a second, ISO 800. I got like a family of people watching us right now. I don't know if I want them in the shot. All right, man, go whenever you're ready. Cool. These look pretty good.
That's tracked well, actually.
We won't know till we get them on the computer. But again, this isn't made for high speed. It's only one shot per second off.
It's pretty close.
And I don't think I got more than 20 shots off till the buffer was full, but we're gonna lose our light here, so we should keep it rolling. Busy, please wait. That looks like Sony. Now that looks sharp. That's nice.
Yeah, that's sharp.
That's really sharp. How do we plug me back in again?
You don't turn your camera off?
Nah, it's a rental. Don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah. A couple of them are out, but a couple of them are pretty sharp.
Don't tell me the 6D Mark II wins. There's
think
gonna be
it
a riot in the comment section.
I think it actually might. More of yours are sharp than mine.
Did you aim it right at his face?
I did.
Focus point?
I did.
Maybe you were just running faster.
I think your 60 might actually be better than this.
I don't know.
Focus point right on his face.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm shocked. I would have not thought.
I think what I'll do is I'll get you to crouch down, just kind of like this. Those tight pants. We'll see what happens here. See, this is gonna be tough for you to get this kind of shot, because I can get the whole thing.
1600 on a...
Oh, I'm still in AI servo. I'm gonna put that back to one shot. Okay, so I have a focus button right here. Okay, so on the 6D Mark II, we got this button right here for selecting autofocus points. So you click that down, and then you can change, even with your finger, you can change the focus point, but like, you can choose your zones, stuff like that. Right now, I'm just gonna basically leave it there, but on yours, you have a function button, which you could probably assign to do the same thing.
Yeah.
No, yours is up here, I think.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
Select AF.
Can I get you to look to your left? All right, man, you're up.
Am I
I don't know
up?
if you want to use this lens or you want
Yeah, no, let's throw the 50 on there.
to, okay.
Can we go up that way, man? Yeah, there you go. A little bit less.
I think as far as the grip, the 5D Mark IV definitely feels a little thicker.
Yeah, it feels better in the
They
hand.
feel almost the same weight, to be honest.
No,
I'm
definitely.
surprised at the 5D Mark IV being as light as it feels, which is good. I mean, they need to pull back the weight a little bit. But I think the original 6D felt heavier, like a little bit more beefier. And same with the 5D Mark III. They put the sync port in the same spot off to the bottom left corner of the front of the camera. So that's the same. I have no headphone jack on this camera. You have a headphone jack on that camera.
Yeah.
Actually, this is a good time to mention that being able to shoot down low like this, I don't have to like get right on the ground. And we can put this in the live view, get this right down like this.
Yeah, I can't see at all if I do that.
Like that's some more artistic stuff, that,
Yeah.
which is something that's, you know, you would have to try and look at what you're doing.
I don't even know if I could. I'd have to
Get right upside down and flip it in post.
bend it like.
I've done that before, actually.
Bend it like Beckham.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, there you go.
The lighting's really nice right now.
Yeah.
It's coming right down.
It's crisp.
It's like a little softbox.
Yeah.
Can I get you to take your hand, put it on top of your hat, and just kind of look down like that? Yep. Chin up just a tiny little bit. Nice. Yeah, the lighting's awesome here. Cool, man. I think we got it. All right, so I guess that's basically it. I just kind of want to wrap it up here. We'll probably make another video with us in the studio going over the raw files and just checking dynamic range and image quality, basically. You know, obviously I've flashed some of the images up here and some of the edited images. And like I was saying before to you, I mean, like, just get out and shoot. They're both going to take awesome images. But I was surprised that the continuous autofocus and just the autofocus in general on this camera is way more improved over the 60. And I mean, you got to use it a little bit. It's pretty close to the 5D Mark IV, I think. Obviously the grip on the 5D Mark IV is a little chunkier. You got the joystick. And I mean, obviously everybody kind of knows those are the differences as far as like button layout. And you got the entire cluster down the left-hand side, which I don't have. But yeah, get over here, Jacob. Plug your account, your channel, your Instagrams, your everything. Let me get this hair off here for a second. It's gonna drive me insane in editing. Go for it.
Instagram at jacob.burley.
Yeah, so check them out. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. So stay tuned for the next video. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, give it thumbs down twice. And I'll see you in the next one. Hang out and take pictures, because that's what people do when they have cameras. They don't sit on message boards and hate on cameras.